Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second day here at the PDAC in 2018 in Toronto, and we are now at the media center here. In the back of us, you see our nice, beautiful wall, and with me here is Brendan Cahill. He's the CEO of Excellon Resources, and of course, we want to get an update. Brendan, welcome.
Thanks, Johan. It's great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you here again. And we were talking, I think, beginning of November last year in Munich at the Metallmesse, and I think, yeah, already some good things happened so far. And I remember one sentence you said, hey, the mine is really dry now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's exactly it. And that's, continues to be the case. We're ramping up production at Platosa. Things going quite well. We have some more work to do. Having dry mine is great, but it's a little bit different. Yeah. So you got to get used to those different conditions. So that ramp up is continuing, and we're looking forward to a great 2018 in production once we get fully ramped up.
Fantastic, great. Okay, let's dive into it. What, let's say, have you achieved? What has changed since November? What's going on?
I mean, the big thing right now is exploration, right? And that's really the huge opportunity that we see both at our Platosa project in Durango and our Migalauza project in Zacatecas. And at Platosa, where our mine is, we were mining very high-grade massive sulfides, right? But the mine sits only 50 hectares of a 23,000 hectare or 21,000 hectare ground package.
Oops, so that's like 0.5%.
Oh, I'm not that good at math, but it's a very small amount. So the interesting thing, though, is that when you actually go out into the field, and we're using geophysics to pick up targets throughout the project, we identify where these potential emplacements of mineralization are through geophysics. We go out in the field and we find mineralization on surface. So if you go northwest about 11 kilometers, you've got Havancillo. We've got 1.1 kilometer strike of mineralization there, as predicted by the geophysics. 5 kilometers to the west, you've got Saltierra North. Mineralization on surface, as predicted by the geophysics. 14 kilometers to the south, San Gilberto, old mine workings which have never been properly mapped, mineralization on surface. So all told, we've got about 23 kilometers of strike from top to bottom of the concessions, all which has been very marginally explored historically. So we're looking at this project, we've got an operating cash flowing mine at Platosa, sitting on only 50 hectares of this much larger ground package. We could be exploring there for decades, if not even longer. Very exciting.
And not please only exploring, also producing for decades.
And also producing as well. Exactly.
That's important, yeah.
So, and I mean, the production profile is, keep Platosa going, keep on growing that resource, expanding those resources, but also look for other Platosas on the project. Because the style of mineralization that we're in, it's very interesting. You often get analogs of the deposit across a large area. And we're starting to see the early makings of that at Platosa. And then ultimately you're looking for that large mineralizing event, the skarn deposit, and that's where you can have, up to 50 or even 100 million tons of mineralization all told. So that's the big blue sky exploration opportunity we have at Platosa.
If you say blue sky, could you then use your existing facilities, or do you have to build additional facilities?
Well, one of the things we've learned over the past, over the past months is that our facility at Migalauza, where we currently process the ore, is extremely scalable. And I'll get back to that point of how big it could actually be in a little bit, but we recently did a deal with Hekla Mining, Hekla Mining company, one of the world's leading silver producers, as you know. And their San Sebastian mine is about 30 kilometers north of Migalauza. So we're doing a deal with them to do about 400 tons per day of toll milling off of San Sebastian, which will combine with the the increased production from Platosa, and total around 700 to 800 tons a day. But the mill is further scalable from there as well. So lots of room to expand that mill, put in more ball mills if we need them. There's a big tailings facility there. So, anything that we find in terms of massive sulfides around Platosa, very easily manageable at Migalauza right now.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like a great plan to me. Coming back on the production, what is the production now? What have you produced 2017? What do you want to produce in 2018? And let's talk about cost, of course. Because, I mean, it's nice to have cash flow, but is it positive cash flow, and do you make finally a profit?
Yeah, we haven't put out a forecast yet for 2018. In 2017, though, we did 1.47 million silver equivalent ounces. So a good improvement over 2016. Ultimately, we want to be doing somewhere, well over 3 million silver equivalent ounces once we get this thing ramped up to full capacity. For 2018, though, it's going to be somewhere, in that range. We're still working on that ramp up. That will generate significant cash flow. We would see all-in sustaining costs below $10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and leaving us with some very good cash flow to focus on exploration on both of these projects. Because we haven't even spoken about Miguelauza yet, which is also very exciting.
Okay, fantastic. So that means with the incoming cash flow, you can finance the company, everything is clean and clear, and you can finance the exploration also, right?
Exactly, yeah. So our second exploration front is at Miguelauza.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Around the mill.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about this project is that, you know, there was an old kind of compressional or splay vein, you know, put into production back in 2008 or so. And this project is on the northern Fresnillo silver trend. You know, maybe the most famous silver district in the world.
Absolutely.
You know, you've got these famous cities, San Luis Potosi, Guanajuato, Zacatecas, Fresnillo. And once you get north of Fresnillo, the mineral assemblage or vein starts to dive undercover. And there's fields that go for about 130 kilometers from Fresnillo all the way up to Miguelauza, which have seen virtually no exploration. And then north of Miguelauza, they dive undercover again, you know, under farmers' fields, and then you get San Sebastian about 30 kilometers to the north. So we're looking at this area which has never really seen, you know, 21st century exploration in a lot of respects as the next frontier of exploration in Mexico. We've got multiple vein sets, about seven of them on surface, with intersections up to 7,000 gram per ton silver, which have never been followed up on.
Grab samples or trenches?
No,
what is that?
Drilling, diamond drilling.
Diamond drilling already. Okay, super.
So, and it was a story where, you know, there was an old vein, some old workings. Silver Eagle Mines worked to put those old workings into production, and we're going to come back later to do the regional exploration on the main trend. And because of 2008 and the difficulty of silver prices at the time, they never got the opportunity to do so. So we kind of, you know, reassessed this project over the past couple of years, and it's really fascinating. When you look on the Fresnillo trend, the northwest trending structures, you've got all these very high-grade intersections which have never been drilled to depth. You know, we've got 8 to 10 meter wide epithermal veins on surface. Never drilled below about 150 meters.
Wow, fantastic.
So we're going to start drilling there in Q2, and we're really excited about that one. It's going to be a great one.
Honestly, I believe that.
All right, that's good.
I would be excited too.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fantastic, great. So maybe finally, what's money in the bank?
Money at the bank at the end of last year was, you know, all told around 15 million or so.
Super. So yeah.
Yeah. So we're in very good shape from that perspective. Exactly.
Super.
Yeah.
So let's say it's just even you have some nice cushion, a nice buffer if something happens.
Yeah. With the exploration we're doing, it's not that expensive right now.
That's right.
You know,
no, I mean also with the mine, you know, because
exactly.
you never know. Mining is adventure.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, you know, the exploration is really trying to find something new.
Yeah.
So we're not grid drilling things. You know, we're looking at targets from a geophysical perspective, doing the prospecting, you know, identifying where the drilling should go, and then, you know, selectively drilling targets. Once we make a discovery, you put another bunch of rigs on it, and you start drilling it off.
Exactly.
But that's the second stage.
Yeah, and you have the power to do that.
Exactly.
That's important.
Exactly.
Great. Super. Brendan, thank you very much for the update. That was fantastic.
Thanks, Aaron.
And we keep fingers crossed that you maybe can raise the production also this year.
That's what we're working on.
And of course, I'm sure you work on the margin also. The margin is already fantastic, but there's always room. So keep it going.
Great.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Brendan Cahill, the CEO of Excellon Resources, and you heard it, the company is full on track. As you remember, they had the issues with the dewatering of the mine. The mine is dry, the mine is working, up and running, and of course there's always room for improvement. But I think the big thing is, first of all, they make the cash flow, they have 15 million in the bank, so they have a nice cushion they can sleep on and work on. That's even more important. And also I would say the exploration upside is phenomenal with the company. So there's a lot of blue sky. I hate the word, but here it is true, yeah, because there is really blue sky. The mine sits on 50 hectares. They have 21,000, so really enormous 23 kilometers of strike length. So that's what you want to have. Check it out. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Toronto.